Belgrave St Bartholomew's Academy is an urban school in Stoke-on-Trent with almost 500 pupils. We have 2 form entry across the school with approximately 65% EAL and just over 30% of free school meals. What we've tried to encapsulate in our video is the range of technology we have in school and the impact that this is having on the children's learning and their experience at school. In our recent Ofsted report in June 2013, it was specifically mentioned that the use of ICT enhanced the learning of pupils, and this is obviously impacting on the progress that the pupils are making.
I think ICT has a huge impact on the learning of children in school. They are able to involve themselves more in any task that they are doing. It can be more independent tasks. They're using ICT equipment at home so that when they come to school they're using similar equipment. We are then enthusing them in doing their work and any tasks that they have to carry out. Progress-wise, it's so easy to differentiate with a wide range of resources that are used on their laptops or on the iPads. And it is obviously passing that learning back to the children so that they are in control. So if you say to them, I want you to do this task, and it's up to you what evidence you show. They can then use a Flipvid, they can use a camera, they can use the iPads. It really is just helping them with the progress, and especially with boys, getting them to involve themselves in their learning.
In terms of the impact of ICT, what we notice when we're doing monitoring and evaluation throughout the school, looking at teaching and learning, engagement levels are absolutely sky high. It's a great way of getting children involved in their learning, and the hardware itself is so intuitive, the children just take to it like ducks to water. So they really get into their learning, they're able to access the software, whatever it is they're using, and ultimately we're seeing progress through ICT.
Technology plays an important part in the education of our children. It's used to enhance the learning of pupils and to provide them with the opportunities that they don't necessarily get at home. We understand that we are teaching children the skills that they need to be able to work and operate in the digital age that we now live in. Quite often, technology is taken for granted, but what we aim to do is to ensure that the children feel competent and confident in using the technology that they will need.
Normally we do like PowerPoint and doing posters on Word, and just sometimes like finding pictures on Google and finding information.
We have a vast range of equipment within school, and this ensures that the children are constantly using the cutting-edge technology that is available in society today. We're always updating our hardware and our software, and this is giving the children the opportunity to use the latest equipment that is available and making sure that they are using it effectively. Due to the extensive range of technology we have in school, providing staff and pupils with the appropriate support and help is essential. Therefore, we've ensured that since the school opened in 2002, we've had a full-time ICT technician based in our school.
Well, since opening 11 years ago, the standard of ICT and what's available out there, technology-wise and software-wise, is just immense. It's completely different. I remember our first objective as a school was to get every classroom to have an interactive whiteboard. If you think what we're available to offer now to the pupils, we've gone above and beyond that. We took the decision some years ago now to remove our ICT suite from the school and to replace this with laptops in each of the year groups. So now each year group has at least 16 laptops available to them, and Key Stage 2 is supplemented by additional netbooks as well. In Foundation Stage, there's also a set of Fizzbooks which the children can use, and each class is also supported by Apple Airport routers which can take up to 50 connections.
ICT supports me in every way for my teaching. I don't feel that I could be a good teacher without ICT. It's used either in guided group sessions if you're using the iPads, it's used on the interactive whiteboards, it's used if the children are documenting evidence of work they've done with cameras, flip videos, it's everywhere.
We have about 80 iPads in school which support the children's work in many ways and complement the laptops which we currently have. They're used in many ways, such as research opportunities as well as the dedicated apps. In some cases, apps such as Nearpod are used to enhance the teaching and learning experience in school by allowing us to be more creative in the delivery of lessons. The iPads are also an ideal resource to teach the children about emerging technology such as QR codes, and from this children are being able to create their own for the use in their work. We also have the capability to support children with visual impairments in school by using iPads with a remote desktop connection to allow them to easily see what work is taking place on the interactive whiteboards.
I've been using iBooks when we were reading our literacy text, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And what we were doing was that we were turning the page and we were doing loads of different comprehension questions. And instead of just looking back at the text, we could just highlight the important information. And instead of just if we didn't know what a word means, instead of just getting up and getting a dictionary, we could find the definition on the iPads.
When the teacher goes onto Google, I can zoom into the words and I can read what she's reading.
When it's come to using ICT within literacy, I've used Nearpod, which is a fantastic tool. I can see, as the leader of the guided reading session, what each child is doing. They then send me the completed work that they've done, and I can then log onto the computer and my assessment is there ready for me.
Our entrance hall, it highlights the importance that we as a school place on the use of technology. The visitors, as soon as they enter our school, are immediately greeted with an interactive floor and a 50-inch interactive plasma screen. And this screen provides visitors with information about our school and also provides the children with the opportunity to explore and continue their learning beyond the classroom. Foundation stage have 4 low-level interactive whiteboards, which allows the children the opportunity to engage with the technology from the moment that they start their learning journey in our school. The fundamentals of learning are developed through the use of smart tables, Fizzbooks, iPads and Easy Ears, which all contribute to the development of their early years goals and language development. What we find these days is that children are keen to continue their learning beyond school, and therefore we're constantly looking for ways to develop this. Our learning platform, DB Primary, has been a brilliant tool to help us engage with children beyond the classroom. Children are using this now to ask and answer questions, they're communicating with one another, and they're continuing their learning at home. And likewise, software such as Purple Mash has allowed children the opportunity to show their parents at home some of the work they've been doing in class and to continue their development.
Well, I like DB Primary because it's also got something to do with learning, and you can also email your friends.
With the changes to the new curriculum, and in particular the shift from ICT to computing, we're already developing the skills that we're now teaching the children. It's said that we're now educating them for jobs that don't currently exist at the moment, and the shift to computing is seen as a stepping stone towards this. With all this in mind, we're obviously aware of the needs for developing the programming side of the curriculum in our school, and that's why we've now introduced the Scratch and Kodo elements in Key Stage 2, along with the Lego Mindstorm technology, which will also help the programming. And in Key Stage 1, we also have Lego WeDo, as well as the Bbots and specific apps on the iPads, which also help the programming.
Although the new national curriculum for English doesn't really talk about technology, we can see ways that we can use it in the classroom and absolutely be part of delivering that new curriculum.
We introduced Lego WeDo at Key Stage 1. We're finding that it's a good way to introduce programming at Key Stage 1, and the children are engaged in this concept and they want to explore a lot more.
Our school's technology is unrecognisable from what we began with 11 years ago. In an ever-changing world, we continue to develop and integrate the use of technology within school in order to provide our children with the best possible skills and knowledge that they will need to compete in modern-day society and to enhance their learning experience. As technology changes, so does the learning of our pupils and the way we teach them, and that's what makes us feel confident in delivering a third millennium curriculum.